What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, ballers? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Ball. I'm Jonathan Jones, and I am your host. And today we have a myriad of topics, right? So we have a lot of topics that we're going to cover in our time today, and I'm excited to cover and break down these topics because it's a lot of information that I'm extremely passionate about. And if you're not following us on YouTube, be sure to type in Speak Your Success Media on YouTube and then subscribe to the channel. And of course, we're on TikTok. We're live on TikTok. You can type in Jonathan Jones Speaks to connect with us there. Okay. Shout out to my people on TikTok. All right. So, y'all, first and foremost, this past week, a lot has happened. Okay. Because Beyond the Ball, the focus of Beyond the Ball is to help student athletes succeed beyond their degree. Okay. And in order to help them succeed beyond their degree, how do we do that? How can we do that? Well, we have to make sure to give them tangible tools, tangible strategies, and skills that they can take to go to the next level, right? So this is extremely beneficial in helping student athletes navigate through their lives. But even further than that, there's content that we unpack right here on this show to where we dig deeper, to where we not only talk about that, but we also talk about success and what success athletes are currently having across the country, right? They might be former athletes, they might be current athletes, whatever type of athletes they are. And we always want to break down that. So first and foremost, y'all, last week or this weekend, amazing display of offenses in college football. Okay, can we just talk about that for a second? Like some of these scores, I'm like, what in the world? 70 to 40, 60 to like 56. I'm like, what is up with let's just read off the college scoreboard from last week. I just want to talk about some of these scores, right? I need y'all just to know some of these box scores from last week in case you weren't familiar with them. And last week was week 4. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hey, everybody hopping on and joining us, man. What's going on? Welcome to Beyond the Ball. Y'all, look. Okay, so these are some of the more moderate scores, okay? So we got the 31 to 24. But look, Texas, and we're going to talk about Arch Manning a little bit later. 51 to 3. 49 to 14. That's kind of typical. Ole Miss 52 to 13. But look right here. We got 50 to 15, 56 to 0. Sheesh. So some of these weren't just terrible, right? Some of these weren't terrible, but then we got like the 59 to 35. And then SMU and TCU, that was a whole thing. But y'all, I didn't even want to talk about that today. What I want to focus on, since we're already talking about college football, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Travis Hunter, right? Travis Hunter, if you think or if you feel that Travis Hunter should be already, they should just go ahead and give him the Heisman, right? If you feel they should go ahead and just give him the Heisman, somebody let me know. Let me know in the comments, right? If you're watching on YouTube, let me know in the comments. Should they just go ahead and give Travis Hunter the Heisman? And this is why I say that, because look, they got first. Let's go back. First, they got Dez Bryant saying Travis got to be the front runner for the Heisman. Like, if he's not the front runner for the Heisman, then what are we even doing? What are we even talking about, right? He should clearly be the winner for the Heisman. Then you got Joe Klatt. He is a commentator, and he went on to say, if your Heisman list doesn't start with Travis Hunter, you're not doing it right, okay? You're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. You don't understand what it takes to win the Heisman. Look, then you got Victor Cruz, NFL wide receiver, right? Travis Hunter shocks me with this play every week. He called game on offense and defense, right? All these players, give Travis Hunter the Heisman Trophy now. That's Ocho and Shannon Sharp on their show, The Nightcap. And then DeMar Hamlin, Travis Hunter is a true playmaker. All right, so look, I want to pause right there on Travis Hunter, and I want to ask you, right? If you're watching live, talk to me. Does Travis Hunter, does he deserve the Heisman Trophy already? Has he shown himself to be that valuable to right now? You should give him the Heisman. Like, Travis, yeah, you got it. Go ahead, bro. You got it. Just take the Heisman. You win. I don't have any issue with it, honestly. Personally, I do not. So there's Travis Hunter, but now as we're keeping it with college football, starting off, y'all. Then I want to pivot and I want to switch lanes just a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit about Arch Manning. People can say what they want to say about the Mannings. I don't care what you have to say about the Mannings. The Mannings have done the game right. Okay. And this was something that came out 3 days ago. And the Manning family told Pat McAfee that Arch wants to earn the starting job at Texas. As we know, Quinn Ewers is his other quarterback, or the other quarterback option at UT. But Arch being a Manning, the legacy is too strong, right? Going back to Archie Manning when he was with New Orleans, and that was way back in the day. And then you got Peyton, and then you got Eli. So we can read the graphic, and the graphic says Arch Manning wants to stay at Texas for 4 years and develop, the Manning family says. And the part about this that's so powerful for me, this is the part, y'all, this is the part that's valuable for me. When you understand that the NFL isn't going anywhere, and then when you also understand what the Peyton Mannings of the world and the Eli Mannings of the world and the Archie Mannings of the world have already been able to do and accomplish, one, they don't have to rush, but two, even if he does decide to go to the NFL early, he's going to have people off of his back because they're already saying, hey, he's going to wait. He's going to stay here all 4 years. But they're not even talking about the NFL. This is the part I really love. They're not even talking about the NFL because they're letting you know that his focus is where his focus is, which is right now at the University of Texas and getting that starting role, getting that starting job, right? So what are your thoughts on Arch Manning? They won last week 51-3, right? Even though the coaches and some of the other players were talking trash and all these other things. But what are your thoughts on Arch Manning? Do you think he is the real deal? Do you think he's just played some easy teams so far? I'm curious because me personally, I'm rocking with Arch, right? Last year, he was a freshman. He sat on the bench. He might have got a little bit of time here and there, came in, handed the ball off, but he didn't get a first start last year, right? So I'm curious on y'all's thoughts, and we'll get into that a little bit more later. But keeping it college football, lastly, I want to go. I want to go here, and I want to talk about Sha'Carri. And then we're gonna get into some women's basketball. But y'all, I want y'all to hear this clip right here. I want y'all to hear this.
You keep popping back up there time and time again and just don't really flinch. Where does that come from?
You don't have an option. That comes from your parents, how you was raised. You know, like you don't have an option to fail. Like that's a non-negotiable. So it's like, you know, when people say, what's your plan B? No, it's only football. That's the only plan there is. I don't have a trust fund. Dad ain't set me up good like that. But I'll make sure I set up my kids, you know what a trust fund is.
Feels like.
So some people feel a type of way about that. And when you talk about the Sanders, and we're going to get to Coach Prime in a little bit later, but when you talk about the Sanders family name, the Sanders family name is also just like the Mannings. Like the Mannings and the Sanders have done things right. Okay? They've done things right. Deion, pro, Hall of Famer, played MLB, played NFL, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, family man. Like, I mean, amazing father. Deion does it, right? Deion does it. Then the Mannings, you know, over here, you see them ESPN. You see them in ESPN commercials together. You got Eli Manning, you got Peyton Manning, and Archie Manning, and now there's Arch, right? But Sha'Carri came out and said, I don't have a trust fund. Dad ain't set me up good like that. Close quote. People feel a type of way. And honestly, it's interesting because anything that Coach Prime, Sha'Carri, Shiloh does, people don't like it. People always have something to say. Y'all, why can't we just let the kid play college football? Let him play college football just because he was born into the family of Coach Prime, which he didn't ask for, right? That doesn't take away the fact that he could have also developed the clutch gene. That doesn't take away from the fact that he can also be a very solid player. So can we give him that, right? Can we give Sha'Carri that? And yeah, I mean, hey, trust fund or not, if his dad did set him up with a trust fund, so what? That's what you should be doing as a father. So what? Who cares? Let my man have a trust fund. Because there's a lot of fathers out there that can't even put that in place. So let him do fatherhood right, y'all. Let's leave it alone, man. Leave it alone. So that covers our segment for talking about college football. But now I want to take a slight pivot because, like I said, this is beyond the ball. We help a student athlete succeed beyond their degree. But now I want to just talk about, as we talk about just people doing great things, right? We talked about Travis with the Heisman. We talked about Arch, coming from a great family. Sha'Carri coming from a great family. Now we pivoting over to women's basketball, right? I want to now play this clip for y'all, and we'll break it down a little bit. This comes from Paul George's podcast, and he's interviewing A'ja Wilson. Let's
Three, like that's my goal. Is like when you're talking about GOAT to the W, I need my name to be up there, at least top three. Like that's my goal. Is like I want something like when you're thinking of women's basketball, when you're thinking of the W, I want my name to be on it.
Come on, tell them, A'ja, tell them.
Takes like whatever it needs to get there, whether it's the rings, whether it's the accolades individually. Like I want to be up there in that category.
Now, you on your way. You don't feel none of the pressure though. No bullshit. You on like some LeBron shit with what you accomplished at such an early age. You're on pace to really break a ton of records. No pressure.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
This is like my life. I love it. I love to hoop. When you're talking about GOAT to the W.
All right. Oh, we getting ahead of ourselves. Don't share that just yet. Oh, okay. So she's saying, I want to be known as the great. I want to be considered one of the greats. Is there anything wrong with that? Do we have issue with A'ja Wilson wanting to be considered great because, hey, she breaking record after record after record. She doing some stuff that it's like, is this for real? Because just like Paul George is talking about when he's saying she's on like a LeBron type level of doing some of the things that she's doing. Like, have you ever considered seeing somebody that you put in the highest regard as like the biggest level of greatness, right? The biggest level of great. And then there's a point in the time to where you're now considered to be one of those individuals, right? You're in the running to do that, to be that. And it's like, wow, you don't feel that pressure? But she said, nah, because she got the heart of a champion. So if you got the heart of a champion, you can't. I mean, there ain't no pressure, right? There ain't no pressure. So, man, shout out to her. And as we talk about pivots, but y'all, as we talk about pivots, right? There's something I want to break down, okay? And I entitled this episode, Athletes Getting Ownership, right? And here is the reason why. People have hit me up since I started, well, even before I started Beyond the Ball. People would hit me up and they'd be like, John, hey, man, what's up? And I'd be like, hey, what's up? And they'd be like, I'm done with my time at my school. I transferred from this school to that school to this school to that school, and I feel all used up. They'll say, I feel like I didn't leave with anything. And that was why we started Beyond the Ball, right? That was the whole reason, the whole focus, the whole premise of starting this platform is to give and provide insight and game and strategies to those student athletes who are currently competing or who desire to transition to professionally, or they graduate and they move on, because you can't play your sport forever as much as we would like to. Like, you can't, that's just not a reality in the world that we live in. So understanding that, there comes a time and a place to where you have to pivot. No pun intended. Shout out to Fred Taylor. Shout out to Ryan Clark, who actually met in the airport one time. Super dope guy. You know, he was nice. He spoke to me and everything like that, even though I know he was headed out somewhere. But he took the second. He talked to me, and, you know, we got a picture. So, man, shout out to Ryan Clark. And then shout out to Channing Crowder. Man, Channing, say, that Crowder powder? Channing, you off the chain, boy. You off the chain. My man Channing out here doing comedy sets. He got the Crowder powder. And that's something we're going to talk about that in episode 2. We'll talk about Channing Crowder's transition into entrepreneurship as well. And Channing, if you're seeing this, hey, come on to the podcast, bro. Hey, Channing, I'm calling you out. Channing, RC, Fred, hey, come on, fellas. Hey, we got the equipment. We'll sit down. We'll make that episode rock, because definitely want to hear from you all. But yeah, I want to share this. And so I saw this online the other day. I'm just scrolling down. And then I saw this. It's almost time to pivot. We've been working on this venture for about 18 months. From labeling can design to formulating the taste and ingredients down to the scientific level to help you with performance, sustainable energy, and recovery, which means you can pivot any time of the day. I think we nailed it, and we can't wait for y'all to try it. Let me go ahead and share my screen, because I want y'all to see this. Let me go ahead and refresh. Cranking out the can. Chill out. Say, y'all. Say. Athletes to ownership. Hello, athletes to ownership. Hey, it's time, y'all. We got to start taking ownership. We got to start taking equity. We got to start creating our own. Right? Because if you create your own, then nobody can take that from you. Man, so shout out to the fellas from The Pivot with, hey, The Pivot. That's a dope venture. I'm excited for them with what they're doing there and just showing what's possible. They're showing what's possible. And then, y'all, you know we can't talk about people showing what's possible and not talk about Coach Prime. Coach Prime. We can't talk about what's possible and not talk about Coach Prime. So I'm just gonna play the clip. I'm gonna play the clip, and then we'll come back and break it down afterwards. All right. So let's go ahead and see what you got for us, Coach. See what you got.
So, hey, Coach, how you doing, man?
What's going on, my man? How you doing?
Good to see you. How's everything over there?
Well, first of all, I love that shirt you have on.
Thank you, sir.
There's been a lot of work behind that. And
Yes,
a
sir.
lot of things been going on behind the curtains.
Yes.
Hold on. Wait. What's been going on behind the curtains? What's been going on behind the curtains, Coach? Tell us what's been going on behind the curtains. Let's see what they got to say.
Yes, you've been trying the products for months now. What do you think?
I'm in love. I'm not in like. I'm in love, and I think it's going to be a beautiful thing. I don't think I know because, like you said, I've been trying it for months. I'm sorry, plural, for months, and I absolutely adore it. I love it, but I always want to take things to the next level. You know that.
You're ready to go to the next level.
I'm ready to go to the next level. The flavors, the taste, the everything, and you got.
One thing we have seen is that everything that Coach Prime does do, he does take to the next level, i.e. Jackson State. He came in, there was times where those guys were without water. Hello, they were without water, and I'm not 100% sure that they have all the water that they need now in Jackson. But he came, partnered up with some companies, some friends, and then he made some things shake. The field, getting the names on the back of the jerseys. He leveled them up. Hello, Colorado, he leveled them up. Jackson State, they was rocking at the games. He leveled them up. Let's keep watching the video. Let's keep watching the video.
You guys have been working diligently, man, and I really appreciate it, man.
So you're ready to sign up as an owner here at Redcon One?
Yeah. Sign up and sign on.
Sign up and sign on.
I'm all in. I don't halfway do nothing, man. I'm all in.
I love that. I love that about you, Coach. I remember very well our first meeting. You told me if we're going to do it, you got to do it all the way.
Let's go do it all the way.
Got to do it, and they're going to do it all the way. So he is now a owner. Redcon One welcomes Coach Prime as an owner. As an owner. And I'm going to show y'all what is Redcon. Like, let's take a look. So, look, Coach Prime is here. Redcon One welcomes Deion Coach Prime Sanders. Welcome to the team. So, look, let's see what they have on here. So, this is the video we just watched. I'm signed up and I'm signed on. We heard him just say that, right? We heard him just say that. He signed on to Redcon One as an owner, right? So, he now has his own products. So he has Redcon One Energy. So I'll go right here. Look, check it out. He has a creatine plus hydration product. Okay, that's what we got first. Then we also have, well, this is that product. Yeah, this is that product right here. And then he also, look at the brand. The branding is in alignment with his colors now. It's not by coincidence. It's not by coincidence. It's not by coincidence. They got primetime punch. Come on, man. This guy understands. This guy understands it, man. So Coach Prime now is the owner. Shout out to Coach Prime. And I want to show one last video.
Be my man. What's
Coach,
up?
welcome to the team. I want to talk about authenticity. That's something that impressed me about you right away. When we talked about the product, you're like, look, I can't be part of anything if I don't love the product.
That's right. So when you talk about cheesecake
and
some of the flavors that we're about to bring,
yep,
it's me.
Yes,
That's what I love. That's what I like. And I went through a series of testing to make sure it's perfecto. So even the swag.
Yeah.
Please.
It had to be just right.
It had to be just right.
I appreciate that about you.
Appreciate you all. That you gave me the autonomy to be me.
There it is, y'all. Coach Prime saying he gave him the autonomy to be him. Let him be Coach Prime. He gonna blow you up. He gonna do his thing. He gonna bring certain stuff to the forefront, and he is going to elevate your brand. It's no coincidence that he, started doing with the Shades line what he was doing with blenders, and then now he's over here with Redcon One, and he has some ownership. So literally shifting what's happening around the culture is something that is worth saying. And as we're talking about shifting the culture, anybody remember the name Sha'Carri Richardson? Sha'Carri Richardson? Do we know Sha'Carri Richardson? You better know Sha'Carri Richardson. She's making news, okay? She has now her track field at her old high school named after her. Look, she went on to say this. And this is the Olympic gold medal winning Sha'Carri Richardson. She said she was recently honored by renaming the track at Kincaid Stadium, where she competed during her time at Carter High. Shout out to Sha'Carri, okay? Shout out to her. During the unveiling ceremony, Richardson's name lit up the track alongside a photo of her and a list of her accomplishments reflecting on the moment. The Dallas native shared her gratitude with those in attendance, saying, I ran on this track. I started my career on this track. So for it to now bear my name is an honor. And it shows that I have a responsibility to Dallas. Man, I got the chill bumps. Woo! Where it comes from continues to support me no matter what. Where I come from continues to support me no matter how far I go. And I will never, ever let the people forget where I come from. Man, shout out to her. You got to put respect on that. And then look.
I can say I've started my career on this track. So for it to be named after me now is an honor.
That's dope. That's dope. Then they got pictures of her with some of the student athletes at Carter High School. That's pretty dope right there. That's pretty dope, man. And then they got her smiling in front of the track. I love to see it. So she's shifting culture there, but then we can't stop with Sha'Carri, because it goes a little bit further in showing what athletes have made an impact. And then we also have Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, the LA Promise Fund celebrated the reopening of the Westbrook Academy. The school is in South Los Angeles, which will serve over 400 middle and high school students with 37 classrooms, a gym, a daycare, as well as many food services. This is really special, y'all. And the reason why this is special is because he even further goes on to say they're going to focus on mental health. And they're going to focus on other aspects that aren't typically addressed as often, right? And that's very valuable because Russell Westbrook, not only a native of California, right, Los Angeles, that area, but he's giving back. He's pouring back. So he's done what he's done in the NBA and continues to hoop and ball in the NBA, but he's putting things in place that can outlive him and that can continue to create a trajectory for those coming behind him. And they even have some pictures of the school where, you know, you get to see him cutting the ribbon with his kiddos. And then you get to see him walk around the school where they have pictures of Kobe, where they have a quote where it says, everything, negative pressure, challenges, it's all opportunity for me to rise. That's dope. Then they got a picture of Nipsey Hussle where it says dedication, hard work, plus patience. That's dope. These are individuals who these youth have grown up around and who they've seen. So therefore, the value is extremely relevant due to these role models now being seen and viewed in a different light, right? Around their campus, at their school. And then you got pictures of Russell Westbrook, which I'm going to assume is like in the gym area, but it could be anywhere. And then you see him and his family smile. And then you also see pictures of his wife is there also. So this is really special, just for the sake that Russell's accomplished all that he's accomplished. And then now to come back home and to put on for the city, for his family. It's special. And then the last thing I want to unpack today, this is the don't, okay? This is the dear student athlete, don't do this, okay? That's what I'm going to name this little segment. Dear student athlete, don't do this. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And this clip is pulled from Punchline with Marlon Humphrey. And this is after they won a game. And Lamar Humphrey Lamar their quarterback was not a fan of Marlon Humphrey during this time. So let me go ahead and pull it, and I'll show y'all the clip. Let's pull it up.
With the quarterback. Never a good situation to be in, really.
We shouldn't even be live right now. Like, we need to get right.
Bleacher Report, ESPN, they're all pushing this agenda that Lamar Jackson is not a fan of you.
I mean, I feel like he's been very vocal about this throughout the years in the media. He wants to win the big one, or he ain't really going to be too happy. I mean, that's a guy that's daggum striving for excellence, and I like it. Lamar's my guy.
What are you, Lamar's
guy? Yeah.
Okay. Dear student athlete, don't do this, okay? It's one thing that he's live, right? And people have their thoughts about this. I have my thoughts about it. And real quick, if you have not subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Speaker Success Media, right? Tap in, where we cover content geared towards entrepreneurs as well as geared towards student athletes, helping them succeed beyond their degree. But on one side, you have a guy who's capturing the content, right? He understands that he is his own media company, which is Marlon Humphrey, right? He understands. I'm my own media company. I'm documenting this. Hey, Lamar, hey, let me get this shot real quick. This is exclusive footage. This is behind the scenes. This is the type of footage people live for because they want to see it. They want to get an insider view, right? But at the same time, you also have to know there's a time and a place for everything. And if you all are previously 0-2 and now you're 1-2, now isn't the time to begin to put the phone live in your quarterback's face, right? This isn't that time. And I'm telling you, because I was the guy. I played college ball, and after we lost, we got booted out the championship. I'm the guy. I'm ready to go hit the club. Like, what we doing? I got my clothes already in the car. We could take a shower once we get back to the locker room, and we can head straight out to the club. What's up? Meantime, you got guys crying and guys hurting and guys going through that go through. Like, you need to know and understand where you are and just operating like that. Okay, so student athlete, like, if you want to go live and you're not bothering nobody else off after a win, I think that's probably fine. Nobody's probably going to say nothing to you. You're not going to get no feedback there. But after a loss, just consider if you get cooked in the comments or people have something to say, just know it's because they feel like you should be focusing more on the game than your phone and the media. Okay? So, family, that's going to wrap up this episode of Beyond the Ball, where we help student athletes succeed beyond their degree. Y'all, like I said before, if you're not tapped in with us, tap in with us. I'm on TikTok, Jonathan Jones Speaks. I'm on Instagram, Jonathan Jones Speaks. I'm on YouTube. Just type in Jonathan Jones Speaks. It'll pull up. But this has been a Speaker Success Media production in conjunction with Beyond the Ball, because we help student athletes succeed beyond their degree. All right. So until next time, family, be sure to, tap in. We're on all your streaming platforms, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all that good stuff. And if there's a topic that you would want me to cover that we didn't cover, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram at Jonathan Jones Speaks. Hey, John, what do you think about this? Hey, John, I don't know your thoughts on that. Hey, John, this is a student athlete. Dear student athlete, don't do this moment. Okay. So send those to me, and, we'll love to, put it in there, shout you out and everything like that. But all right, family, until next time, it's been Beyond the Ball, where we help student athletes succeed beyond their degree. Till next time, peace. God bless.